Hello friends, and welcome to the next Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. This is the second PBR battle that I had with the NinetalesCommander. I brought a lot less OUs this time, and he actually brought a couple more OUs and whatever stuff. I lead off with Metagross because I thought it was the best thing to handle pretty much anything on his team, and he leads off with Drifblim. I go for Meteor Mash because I know Meteor Mash is going to be a solid hit on this Drifblim, and I know his Drifblim, it doesn't carry Will-O-Wisp, so I'm pretty safe to stay in. Meteor Mash does easily more than half, and I know I'm not going to miss because my Metagross carries the Zoom Lens, so as long as I go last, I pretty much have perfect accuracy on all of my moves. He goes for a Rest to activate his Unburden, so, well, you know, just to activate his Unburden so he can get off that +1 Shadow Ball easily with his extra speed and stuff. And I'm just continuously going for Meteor Mashes to try and kill him, and hopefully get an Attack Raise in between all of that. And he's just going to go for his Shadow Ball, and with the +1, that's actually going to do a lot more than I thought it would. I thought it was going to do less than half, but it did a pretty damn huge chunk. But then again, my Metagross doesn't really have any special defense or defense investments whatsoever, it just has HP and attack. And I go for another Meteor Mash, get the KO on Drifblim, and get the Attack Raise in the process. So whatever comes in next, I'm going to be able to get a pretty hard hit on if I can outspeed it, or just get a pretty good hit on it with Bullet Punch. And in comes his Electivire, and this thing, man, this thing is a problem because it's Scarfed, and I didn't really bring a Scarfer to this match because I just threw a bunch of random Pokemon together and none of them were Scarfed, and also none of them have Stealth Rocks, so I'm kind of in an even more shitty position because I won't be getting damage on this thing every time it comes in, so yeah, but whatever, that's what I get for just like bringing random stuff. But I go for a Bullet Punch. I have +1, so I know it's going to do something, if anything, and Electivire's just going to go for Earthquake. I thought it would go for the Earthquake, but I didn't want to risk him going for something else to KO me, and me like having to take a hit with whatever I switched in. But anyway, I know he's locked in Earthquake now, so I'm just going to go in a Scyther, because Scyther is, I don't know, it's a pretty good Pokemon to go into, and wait, it's the only thing I have that's immune to Earthquake, that's why I sent it in, duh. But whatever, going to Scyther, he's locked in Earthquake, he can do shit all to me, so I know he's going to switch out, but I had no idea what he was going to switch out into. I just went for a Bug Bite, because I was like, I didn't write down anything. I didn't write down his team like I should have, because that you have the option to in this PBR thing, but I'm a dumb shit, so I didn't do that. So he gets an easy switch, and he was Dragonite on my Bug Bite, which really doesn't do a whole lot. Though I do get to steal his Lumberry, but I have no status inducers on my team, so it really doesn't help me that I stole his Lumberry. But whatever, I just switch out into my Starmie because I know this Dragonite does carry Thunder Wave, so I've seen it in Ninetales videos, like pretty much all of his sets. And yeah, I'm thinking that he's either going to go for an attack, which I can easily take, or it's just going to go for like Safeguard or Thunder Wave or something. Starmie doesn't really mind the Thunder Wave because it can switch out and get the Natural Cure to get rid of it. And I have the 4x effective Ice Beam to just push his Dragonite's shit in. Now, these next two turns, this next couple turns are really, really crucial, and they make the battle a whole lot worse for me, because he's going to switch out. He's going to go into his Electivire, expecting I have no idea what. Maybe he was just going to fodder it off, and I get paralyzed. That mattered a shit ton, because if I had that prior damage on him with, well, that damage on him right there with Ice Beam, I would have such an easier time getting rid of this Electivire later in the match with priority attacks. And here, I'm just like, well, crap, I have no idea what I want to do, so I'm just like, yeah, I'll stay in, expecting him to make some crazy prediction of some kind. Because if he's like me, he's probably forgotten that I even have... he's probably forgotten what I have on my team, so he might think that I have a ground type to go into on his predicted Thunder Punch, which would be a good play if I had a ground type, which I don't, so I just decided to stay in and try and go for the Hydro Pump, which I get paralyzed again, so this Electivire is not dead, which sucks mass balls. Because if I'd gotten that Hydro Pump off, Electivire would have either been within an inch of life, so I would have been able to take it out with any of my remaining priority users. Or better yet, it would be gone, so I wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. And to be honest, if I'd hit that Hydro Pump, I don't know, things would have been a lot different in this battle, because he wouldn't have Electivire. And since I know he's locked into Ice Punch now, for no particular reason, I just go into Houndoom, because I know Houndoom can take the hit. It doesn't want to take a hit, ever, because it's a Houndoom, but it can go in, take the hit, and it can retaliate back with a Dark Pulse. Now I go for the Dark Pulse, because I'm thinking he's going to switch into his Dragonite to try and paralyze me, but no, he decides to switch things up and go into his Empoleon, and I had no idea why he'd send this in, except to threaten me out with Water Stab, of course, because I really did not know what this Empoleon had, because I didn't remember its set from any of his videos. I remember he had one, I just didn't remember what it did. So I decided to go into Starmie, because I can threaten it out with a Thunderbolt, and I don't know. I don't really know what I want to do about this Empoleon, because, again, like I said, I don't know what it's going to do. If it's one of those sub-agility things, Starmie can probably handle it. But he goes for Protect, so that tips me off that it's a bulkier build, and the fact that it kind of has leftovers, that also tells me that. And here I'm thinking, okay, glaringly obvious Thunderbolt, so I'm going to go for a Hydro Pump, predicting a switch into Electivire, though, thinking about it, he probably could have lived a Thunderbolt. And I go for the Hydro Pump, which, yeah, he takes that easily, because it's a Resist, and goes for the Stealth Rocks. Now, here, I'm just like, well, shit, that kind of ruins me, because I still have a Focus Sash Kabootops, and a Houndoom plus 4 times weak Scyther. And now I'm thinking, okay, he didn't switch out into Electivire expecting the Thunderbolt last turn, so he's probably going to do it this time, because he thought I would overpredict. But he stays in, which, now thinking about it, he probably thought he could live a Thunderbolt, which he more than likely would have. As a matter of fact, he would. He most definitely would have, and maybe he thought that I didn't have it, because I didn't go for it first turn. But I didn't expect this thing to have Stealth Rock, so I didn't really expect him to be staying in. That's why I went for the Hydro Pump. But now I'm just going to go for Recover, because I'm expecting him to go for Protect, e.g. Toxic Stalling, so I could get back up to full HP and not really have to worry about anything. But it doesn't really go like that, because I go for Recover, he doesn't go for the Protect, and instead goes for the Hydro Pump to try and get as much damage on me as he possibly can, because, again, he thinks that I can't touch him, because I haven't shown him a move that really can hurt him. And, yeah, get some Toxic damage, and now he's up to more than half, which kind of, well, he was at now he's in a range where he actually can live my Thunderbolt, which sort of sucks, but I go for it, because I know he's not going to try and switch out, because he really hasn't been trying to switch out at all the last couple of turns, and unfortunately he does live the Thunderbolt with the smallest little smidgen of HP, and gets the Torrent boosted Hydro Pump off and kills me. Even if it wasn't Torrent boosted, I would have died thanks to Toxic, but his Empoleon's alive, and I don't like it. But anyway, I decide here to go into Houndoom, because I know it can easily threaten him out with Flamethrower and or Fire Blast, whichever he thinks I have. Doesn't really matter, but I go for Dark Pulse this turn, because again, I'm expecting him to switch into Dragonite to take my Fire Stab, but he just goes for random Protect, just to do something, I don't know. And to be honest, I really don't know why he decided to go for that Protect, because in all honesty, I could have had Nasty Plot, considering that I've only showed him a special move. But, whatever. That aside, I know he's going to probably stay in now and not switch out into Dragonite, so I just go for the Flamethrower. Even if he does switch out into Dragonite, it doesn't have his Lumberry anymore, so there is the possibility that I could burn it with Flamethrower. And, I could just go for a Dark Pulse after I'd hit it with Flamethrower and probably kill it or something. Whatever. Possibilities. He just lets Empoleon die. That's what happens. And I take some more Life Orb damage. Now, I think I have one more life orb hit before I can die to Stealth Rocks, so I don't want to switch out my Houndoom, because, whatever, I don't even know what the hell I'm trying to say anymore. I'm just rambling about shit that doesn't matter. Anyway, he brings in his Dragonite, which is at a lot higher HP than I'd like to have, because I'm probably not even going to be able to hit KO it with a Dark Pulse at this range, and he's more than likely going to hit me with a Thunder Wave, so that I can't really do anything to him, and I won't be able to outspeed him. But, it's not all bad, because I know he doesn't have extreme speed, so at least I do get the hit off, and, yeah, he does go for the Thunder Wave. Now I'm paralyzed, and I really don't want to switch out, because Houndoom's going to die to Stealth Rock, and, yeah, no real reason to switch out. I just go for the Sucker Punch for the damage. And so, yeah, I go for the Sucker Punch, like I said, and Dragonite takes it, and of course it's not going to die, because I have 0 attack investment. I just run random Sucker Punch for, you know, the things that random Sucker Punch would be nice against, because, you know, random Sucker Punch is always cool, and he takes me out with the Dragon Claw, which is, meh. It's not really that bad, because Houndoom was kind of useless to me now that I was paralyzed anyway. And now it's basically all I got left is 3 things, and this is kind of where the match starts getting really intense. I'm not really sure what I want to go into, but I know all of them can easily get a solid KO on Dragonite with their stab. I just decided to go into Scyther, yes, Scyther, because I'm thinking it's the best thing I have to go to for, I don't know, I just think that for some reason. Not really sure why, I just do. But I'm just gonna go for, I believe, Aerial Ace, because I really don't think anything he has wants to switch to Aerial Ace. Even if he does send in Electivire, he's probably just gonna die to a quick attack afterward, because Aerial Ace is stab and stuff. But anyway, he's just gonna go for whatever he's gonna go for, because his Dragonite's gonna die. And now I believe the score is 3-3. He's got Electivire, Ambipom, which I kind of forgot about, and a Sceptile left, which I also kind of forgot about. I didn't really know what he had left. I thought he had Ambipom, but I wasn't really sure what his other thing was, but it turns out it's Sceptile, apparently, whatever. He just goes into his Electivire. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for Quick Attack, because that's gonna do a lot of damage, because it's Technician and Life Orb, and Scyther has pretty damn good attack stat. So, yeah, just gonna go for that and see what the heck he wants to lock himself into. Hopefully not Thunder Punch, because nothing I have really takes is Thunder Punch. And hopefully he's forgotten that I don't have a ground type as well. Or he doesn't know that I don't have ground type. Whatever, I'm using words improperly. Things. I don't know why, I just can't talk today. But he goes for the Ice Punch randomly, which is cool, because that gives me a chance to go into Kabutops. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go for the thing that's gonna kill you. And unfortunately, I didn't remember that he had Sceptile, though. If I did remember that he had Sceptile, I probably could have predicted his switch into it and gone for the X-Scissor, but I don't, because I was dumb and didn't write his team down, so I just go for a Waterfall, and he's gonna switch into his Sceptile and is easily gonna live my Waterfall. So yeah, Sceptile comes in, and basically I'm like, well, crap, I sort of need a miracle in order to win this, because Sceptile can easily KO Kabutops, because Grass type and stuff, and I'm not, Sceptile is within nowhere of me being able to kill it with Aqua Jet thanks to the resist, so I'm just like, okay, let's switch into Alakazam, and hope for the best, and really, I'm just like, okay, you're gonna miss the Leaf Storm right now. I just call him missing the Leaf Storm, so like, really, that's the only way I'm gonna win this, is if he does miss the Leaf Storm. So in comes Alakazam, takes some damage from Stealth Rock, and he actually does miss the Leaf Storm, so it's just like, holy shit, I may actually have a chance at winning this, because if I remember correctly, he has Hidden Power Fire, which means he's 1 point of speed lower than me, thanks to IVs and stuff, so I can go for Psychic and kill him. Or I could have just won the speed tie, whatever. He's gonna... Point is, his Sceptile takes Psychic and dies, and all Ninetales has left is that Scarfed Evire and Ambipom. Now, if I can get rid of Scarfed Evire with Kabutops' Aqua Jet, then I'll be able to win the match, because his Ambipom doesn't carry Burnt Break like some of them do, it just carries normal stat, Fire Punch. So, if this thing dies, then I win. If it doesn't die, then I lose. It's pretty much as simple as that, so... He knows that I don't have ground type left, because he's seen that none of my Pokemon are ground type, so he's finally going to lock himself into Thunder Punch, which is the one thing that I wanted him to do, like, none of for the whole match, and for some reason he didn't, whatever. So Alakazam goes down easily, because shit physical defense and stuff, and it's really just all left up to Kabutops, because I don't have my Sash left, and so I really don't have a chance of living the Thunder Punch, so I really just have to hope that Aqua Jet does enough to kill. Because if it doesn't, I'm done for. So, just go for the Aqua Jet, hope for the best, and go for it, and he just doesn't do enough. He lives with his smallest little nub, like 5 HP or something. If I'd gotten that little bit more damage, then I probably would have been able to win, but whatever, stuff is stuff, and he gets a crit there, which I highly doubt mattered, because even if I did somehow manage to live that Thunder Punch, his Ambipop probably would have been able to kill me. But anyway, good game, Ninetales. It was pretty fun, laid-back stuff is cool. Comment, rate, sub, and I'll see all you cool people later.